You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Liverpool fans, listen up. This is something for you.
So, we are sponsored by Foco, manufacturing much better toys than what Liverpool are performances at the moment. But as you can see, if you want to support your team in a very fun and glorious way by having these cool little ornaments and toys, or if you have a family member or friends who are Liverpool crazy, this is the perfect gift for them.
Water bottles, nodding heads, dogs, we've got it all.
You again, lad, next to me bed.
Make sure to use the link in the description now. Head over to Foco and use the Kop TV discount code to get 15% off. You can't go wrong. You need Foco in your life.
Yes, people, how are we? Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Very good to have you. Massive video this, by the way. Smash the likes. Before we even get into it, it's the big preview for the massive one on Sunday with Lewis, LB from City Xtra. And of course, we're going to speak about the Rangers Masterclass that we saw last night as well. But before we do that, you might have just seen the new ad. We have a brand new sponsor on the channel. Massively excited about this. And it is Foco. I'm going to bring in my other guest now, Lewis LB from City Xtra. How are you doing, fella? Are you a big fan of this?
Mate, luckily for you, yeah, I love my dogs, me. So, yeah, that's
Happy
pretty
days.
cool, man. That's pretty cool. And I've just been on the website as well. They do City stuff as well. So, yeah, man.
So you'll have to get on. And even if you want to
Look at
buy
that.
City stuff, you can still use my code, mate. Kop TV 15 gives you 15% off. The link to that is in the description. The perfect time to buy your bobbleheads, your big water bottles, your big bed sheets, your toys, your dogs, everything they've got on foco.co.uk. It's the new sponsor. So please give it a click and check it out, especially in time for Christmas. So Lewis, if you've got any Scousers in your family, some big reds, on me, tell them that the Kop TV has given them a little Christmas present, because we're not going to get anything else from you. So I might as well just try and ask for that this year. You've taken every present off me in the last couple of years, mate.
I know, mate. Yeah, I'll spam him on Christmas Day, mate, with a text. You know what I mean? So
Happy
don't you worry, pal.
Love to see it. Well, listen, great to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. We just did a chat on your channel on City Xtra, so make sure you go and watch that as well. Belter half-an-hour chat. Gus was in it as well. He made a big appearance, the old dog. And now we've got, a Gus that actually doesn't, annoy me, doesn't bite, doesn't poo, wee in various places that he shouldn't. So if anything, if you don't want an actual dog, grab one of these from Foco. Christmas is coming soon, as you know that, Buffy. But listen, Lewis, it's a massive one on Sunday, mate. I wanted to get up a little bit of our head-to-heads in the past. It hasn't been a happy hunting ground. Well, you won't want me to do it, mate, because it's not been pretty reading. As you can see here, 52 games played in the Premier League between Liverpool and City, 21 wins for Liverpool, 11 wins for City. We've only won at your gaff twice. You've won... we've won it 5 times at your gaff. You've won it twice at Anfield, 2003, and more recently in lockdown when there was no fans in the stadium. But I mean, this bit all looks good for Liverpool. I can't lie to you, right? But then you scroll down a bit and you can see that in the last 5 games, we haven't won. Now, there have been a couple of big draws in there. There's been a couple of kind of missed penalty, massive moments, 2-2s, the lot. And of course, you won 4-0 more recently during lockdown when we were pretty much hungover, to be honest, from winning the league. What do you make of City's kind of struggle when it comes to coming to Anfield in general? And do you think this is the year where the tide maybe turns on that?
Well, I mean, like you're just showing the facts, innit? So I can't really dispute the facts. Facts are facts. But despite the facts, you got to always back your team. And I do think, like, in recent times, we have actually been a lot better at Anfield, and we've probably not got the results like we deserve. Now, if you look at the game, the last one, October 2021, 2-2, I thought we were the better team that day. The only thing is Salah decided to turn up and absolutely destroy us that day. But I thought that we were the better side that day. So I just think we are slowly getting better. We're starting to handle it a lot more. I think when Pep first came to City, we struggled. We used to go to Anfield and we used to crumble, and it'd be like we concede 3 goals in 10 minutes or something like that. I think those days, touch wood, are gone. Do you know what I mean? I think we are slowly learning how to play at Liverpool, because I think when you go to Anfield, especially for a big game, I think it's probably different for like a smaller club, but when you're in there for a big game, I think you have to alter the way you play. I think you have to change the strategy. I think you have to be able to cope with the pressure. You have to be able to deal with the atmosphere and the intense press and whatever the players throw at you. And I don't think we really did that in the first couple of seasons with Pep. However, yeah, now recently I do think, like, I mean, you know yourself. I mean, like I say, that 2-2 last season, I think we were the better side. I mean, yeah, I mean, Salah decided to turn up and destroy Yao Cancelo on the right, score some worldy
Put him
goals.
on his ass. It wasn't just him as well, by the way. It was about 4 guys that he's finished there.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't dispute that. So you know what I mean? I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing all right, and the way that City are playing this season with Haaland, and the way that Liverpool have sort of not really started the season very well, I've got to go then. I've got to be confident for the win.
Okay, well, listen, big up to all of you guys that have joined in from City Xtra, that stream. You've all come over to this one. We appreciate it. Probably the most City fans we ever had on the channel. But listen, it's a preview. That's what these things are for. Big up to everyone else in the comments sending in their chats. I can't get through every single one because we've got too much to get into. But if you want to guarantee your chat to be read out, do send in a super chat. They were very grateful on Lewis's stream just then. So make sure you show the same love on this channel and get your score predictions in now. Will we beat City after a massive result last night, or will we falter again? Let us know. Speaking about the Champions League games that have just happened, Lewis, does it kind of change your thinking going into this game with both of our respective results?
Not really. If anything, I'm probably more confident because Haaland was rested. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Haaland's our main man right now. Do you know, like, Salah was your main man? Well, he still is your main man, but you know, like, especially 2 seasons ago when he was absolutely flying. You know, if he gets rested against Copenhagen and then he's going into a big game, City, United, Chelsea, whatever, and he's had a week off, you're absolutely buzzing with that. So, if anything, bro, I think I'm probably more confident. And the Champions League for us we're already qualified. It's pretty wrapped up, and barring a disaster, we would probably still top the group. So, yeah, now you know what? Like I say, I think the Copenhagen draw with Erling Haaland rested, I think it's made me more confident.
Fair play. I mean, you saw Liverpool last night. Were you impressed with? I mean, the
I didn't watch the
number of
full
goals
game.
that we scored?
I've only seen the highlights, bro. To be honest with you, but you know, I think there's 2 things. One, not entirely surprising because Liverpool, despite whatever form they're in, if they decide to turn up, then they can do that to most teams. To be honest, we've seen
Any
them do it.
team.
Yeah, we've seen them smack 8 past Bournemouth or whatever it was. Obviously, they've done
9.
7,
Yeah.
9. There you go.
What was that?
And you've scored big goals against bigger teams in the past. It's not just all the sort of so-called smaller clubs. But having said that, at the same time, you got to look at it. You got to look at it for what it is. You're playing Rangers, a massive club, but with limited finances and resources. So, I mean, like I said, I wasn't entirely too surprised. And the only thing is, Liverpool now come into this game with a little hope, and obviously the spirit around the dressing room will be a lot better after that big win. But ultimately, I think when it goes back to the Premier League, something ain't right at the football club or in the dressing room at the moment. I don't know what that is. You know what I mean?
You believe there's something not right in the dressing room right now?
I have to, bro. And the reason I say that is, you mentioned before, I'd already seen this stat, but you mentioned it in the last stream, is that you keep conceding the first goal. That for me in my opinion, I think that's a mentality issue. I mean, you concede in the first goal a lot. I think that for me is definitely a mentality issue. I'm just not seeing a happy camp at the moment. Like, I don't know, maybe yesterday was all smiles, I'm not sure. But when I'm watching Liverpool at the moment, which I have watched them quite a lot because we do watch alongs with like other games, I'm just not seeing the players play with that smile on the face and that I'm used to seeing. I don't know what it is. And I'm not going to start saying this is wrong. But for me, there doesn't appear to be something. And it might just be, bro, you've had a shit start to the season and everyone's in the gutters, and rightly so, because you're sitting in 10th and you could be in the bottom half of the table if we beat you at the weekend.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something ain't right. And I don't know what it is. You might know what it is. I don't know, but I'm just not seeing a happy camp, man.
I think.
And you've seen Haaland, bro, or not Haaland, you've seen Klopp bite that guy's head off for asking a pretty standard question from Didi Hamann. Didi Hamann's talking
Didi
about
Hamann has been a big gobshite though.
No, he has. I know he's a gobshite, but the question that the guy asked wasn't a gobshite question. It was just, what was it like? What's going to take it to spark the season off?
He said, I heard after the game someone used the word Liverpool need a spark, and who said that? And he said Didi Hamann. So that's where he's been drawn out a little bit because he wants to know where these questions are coming from. He wants to know
But the thing is, but that's not a shit question. That's a fair question. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just,
I agree with
Liverpool
you,
need a
but
spark, and the guy, for me, the reaction from Klopp shows you that maybe he's feeling a bit of pressure or something ain't right, because that's just a standard question, bro, and he's lost it a little bit.
Listen, I think there's been suggestions that he's maybe not looking as well as he normally does, that he's a bit defeated looking. But last night, I mean, he was joking around in the press conference after, and he still does when we lose, by the way. There's not ever a dull moment in a Jurgen Klopp press conference, I don't think, whether he's on top form. You've seen him when we've beaten you before. He comes out with some mad stuff. And most of it makes sense. And the majority of it I get behind. But I think recently with the results, there's been a big light on him. But listen, if we beat City on Sunday and we turn it back around and go on a little run ourselves, then everyone will have forgotten about this period that we're going through at the minute. And as you said on your one, there's only 2 teams, I think, in this country who can go on 20-game unbeaten runs plus, and that's us and you.
Yeah.
And we've still got the same players, bro. So it's not like they've just disappeared. Like, we've got most of the same players there. So they should be able to find that little bit extra to go again.
No, for real.
Big win, winning streak together.
Yeah, no, for real. And for the Liverpool fans in the stream that weren't in the last one, I've still not fully ruled Liverpool out of the title race for the reason that you mentioned, in that Liverpool and City can go on 20-game winning streaks. Now, you look at it right now and you go, okay, it doesn't look likely, but it's got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's got to start somewhere. And a big win yesterday in the Champions League, a win against City at the weekend, and then boom, maybe the lads are like, right, let's go, let's fire up, and then they might go on a 20-game winning streak and get back in. However, you like I say, you look at it from right now and you go, that's unlikely, but he's got to start somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has to start somewhere. And Liverpool are not fully out of this. If you get beat on the weekend, that's it, done. See you later. Top 4 battle for you. But if not, then you see what happens, innit?
Oh, mate, honestly, I've just got to take it, though. It's peak. It's my own channel, but I've just got to hold it sometimes.
You got to hold it because, bro, at the end of the day, no point in getting bare serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, your club could be in the bottom half of the table after 9 games, But at the end of the day, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Just start crying? Nah, you got to like deal with this shit with humor, innit? Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure, bro. You're right. It's just funny that it's kind of like 10 years on from, the last kind of awful period that we had. But listen, again, we're still in the cups. We could still win a treble in all of the cups. Who knows? And it could still be an unbelievable season. But in the league,
that's not going to happen, bro.
That's not going to happen.
Let's be real, man.
We almost did it last year, bro. We got closer than you've ever got to win a quadruple.
Only by a game.
Exactly, but that's all it takes at that level. Only by a game, but that's what we did. We took it the whole way. And you lot who say, the Community Shield isn't a trophy. So why did you have it on your Formidables bus then? A picture of the Community Shield. So we can play that game. It is. We know it is because you've had it on your bus. So we'll claim it as well. Yeah?
I ain't saying that.
You can't say nothing on that because I've seen the picture, big man.
Darwin Núñez, mate, he thought it was Champions League glory, didn't he? Jesus, taking his top off and all that. What's all that about? The English Super Cup.
At the time, I was taking my top off as well at the time. That was the curtain raiser, bro. Everyone was locked into that one. Trust me, that was a massive game. And I think, I want to see a bit more of that. Plus, the FA Cup final as well. You, man, got smoked in that one as well. 3-0 in the first half. So you never know. Yes, Mane scored on that day, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen with us. It could be a 2-2. You could win 4-0. We could win 2-1. I genuinely can't call this.
Yeah, the fingers as well, though. Yeah, but we've obviously, that was a heavily weakened side. You know that. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying that to like downplay it. It was a heavily weakened side. We had Stefan in goal, wasn't it? Who can't even get in the team for Middlesbrough now. So let's, and he was shocking that day. We had a 37-year-old at centre back in Fernandinho or whatever. You know what I mean? This is different gravy now. We're going to come into Anfield with a pretty much full squad team. Do you know what I mean? Bar Walker. Walker's a bit of a miss, you know, especially with Luis Diaz, man. Luis Diaz is so pacey and skillful. That's going to be a little.
Be playing, is he? Diaz is out.
Oh, Diaz is injured, man.
up to
Right,
the
you
end
know
of the
what?
World Cup.
Your injuries at the moment are mad.
But
Like, I
Jota will
can't.
be there, and he's very effective
He
in that
is.
position.
He is, but I don't think he's as tricky as Diaz. Diaz
Oh,
is a
you'd be
player that.
surprised, man. Jota can leave a
I'm not
couple
saying
man
he's.
for dead.
No, I'm not saying the guy's got one-star skill moves, but I'm saying like if you compare him to Diaz, Diaz is a very very tricky player, especially because he's going to be playing against Cancelo, who's
Yeah.
he's if you said he's got any weaknesses, it would be defensively.
Portuguese, though, they know each other, train together a lot. with
Yeah, maybe
Portugal.
Cancelo could ask him to take it easy. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we might need that, bro.
Well, I think it would be the other way around, mate, if anything. I'm not sure about that. Big up to the City's fans in the comments. Alex, don't talk about treble. AGT, we were 3 games away from quadruple. You weren't 2 games. You didn't have the league racked up. Well, no, we literally were. Well, you play all your league games. That's what everyone gets. And then you get to the final of the Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. That's what we did. FA Cup, we played a weak side and come back from Atletico Madrid. I count the Community Shield as a trophy, says Haaland 9. So there you go, a City fan who is agreeing with City as a football club, who also, believe
You know
that.
what it is, right? On a real, yeah, on a real. I actually don't get why everyone just fucking smokes that cup because, okay, it's not. I'm not saying it's the most prestigious cup. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say I'm going to
Everyone
start
wants
having
to
like
win it, though.
parades and that. Oh, you won't win every game, bro. You know what I mean? I don't get these
Bro.
people who just like if you lose the game. All right, like I say, when we lost against Liverpool, it was gutting, but like I quickly forgot about it. But you quickly forget about it if you win it. But
Yeah.
I ain't one of these people who like we won it and then just you know what I mean, just like all right, whatever. I mean, I celebrate everything. You know what I mean? I celebrate the little things.
That's it, man. Because one day we might look back, you never know, and go, oh, how ungrateful were we? All them trophies, and we just didn't enjoy them. We weren't there, present in
Look
the
at
moment.
United now, man. Look at United. They'd beg
Yeah,
They'd beg
exactly. They would
community
wish
shield.
for a little community shield right now. Trust me.
They'd love it.
Let's talk about the main man then.
Let's do it.
Can we stop Haaland is in the title of the video.
No.
I don't think that it's almost a rhetorical question now that because people say in videos, I mean, I've done loads of Robbie where he goes, so Alex, how can we stop Haaland? I'm like, I don't know, Robbie. I don't know. There's no one has really. So
The thing is, yes. So this is my view on stopping Haaland. I don't think you can stop Haaland because I think if you have to stop Haaland, it's already too late. You understand? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if the ball gets into the area where Haaland is, I think he's so elite that he'll beat any centre back and he'll score the goal. I think what you have to try and do, you have to try and stop the supply. Now that's easier said than done because we've got the best creative player in the world in Kevin De Bruyne. But ultimately, I mean, people have stopped him before. Yeah, I mean, you can nullify Kevin De Bruyne in certain ways. The problem is you don't want to focus too much on Haaland. Who did we play? Chat. Someone in City, some City fan in the chat, man. We played a game a week or so ago. I can't remember what it was, man. Anyway, you had Haaland right through the middle, and you had Foden on the left hand side, and Haaland was being marked by a centre back, but the centre back next to him should have stuck with Foden, but he was so scared of Haaland that he wanted to double up on Haaland.
Southampton, was it?
Yeah, he was Southampton. Yeah, he doubled up on Haaland, left Foden, ball goes to Foden, Foden chips the goalkeeper, it's in the back of the net. Players are getting, and Carragher said this. Carragher said it on Sky Sports. He said, centre backs, are so scared of Erling Haaland that they're going to cause problems for themselves with other players in and around the team for the wingers because they'll just sort of like blank them out, focus on Haaland, boom, give it to Foden, he scored a goal. So I just think as hard as it is, you just can't focus on him. You got to do what you normally do, defend as you normally do, stay tight. You know what I mean? Focus on stopping the supply, and that's your best bet. Like I say, if you focus on stopping Haaland, I think it's already too late, and he'll punish you.
20 goals so far already. The closest thing to him in English football right now is actually Bobby Firmino, funnily enough.
What's he on?
With 8, which, is a very respectable amount.
I ain't mocking it.
Criticized. Well, listen, there's the golden boot, which is obviously for him, and then there's the silver boot, which all the rest fight over. And at the minute, Firmino's looking good. Kane's obviously got a few goals as well, missed last night. But what do you think about Liverpool's forward, and who, for you, you're going to focus on the most? You mentioned last season, Salah scored maybe goal of the season against you, twisted up a few, man. But then you've got Jota, who scored at the Etihad last season. You've got Nunez, who scored against City this season. You've got Firmino, who actually does love a goal against City as well.
Okay, so for me, Salah's just not been in the best form since the AFCON, man. However, he did score a hat-trick last 95 minutes, so fair play. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's one
you've
game.
got
It's
to
one.
mention
It's,
fastest
yeah,
Champions League hat trick of all time, by the way.
that's, fair play, fair play. But in terms of his actual overall form over the last year,
Been poor.
it's been poor, you know what I mean? So am I worried about Salah? Yes. Am I as worried about I was 2 years ago? No. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
Then I look towards, okay, well, the left-hand side is looking like it's going to have to be Jota because, of course, Diaz is injured. I really like Jota. And as I'm a City fan, yeah, so obviously I'm quite happy to see Liverpool's downfall. But I like to put myself into a neutral fan's point of view as well because I enjoy football. And I kind of don't get, because when Jota first came, yeah, he was lighting it up and everyone was like, Ras. And then he seems to have like lost it a little bit.
He's been
Is that
injured.
fair?
He's only played about 4 games this season. He
Or
hasn't
even I
scored
would
yet.
even say towards like the end of last season and stuff. I would even say that I just feel like when he first came, I felt like this guy come in and everyone was sat there going, "How are Liverpool signing these players for like 30, 40 million
Yeah.
and they're turning into these world class players?" But then I feel like he's not stuck up to that level. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on at the weekend. I do like Jota. I think he's a great player. And then it's the big one, isn't it? Does he play Firmino and Nunes? Does he play Nunes or does he play Firmino? That's a big question. Firmino. I've always thought Firmino was a player. I liked him, but I never thought he was good enough for a team like Liverpool, in my opinion. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying
How comes you thought that?
I
And
just
by the
think
way,
like when
Jota scored 21 goals last season.
is it? Yeah. Well, it shows you I don't know what I'm talking about, doesn't it? You know what it is when you're looking at Liverpool, you go like elite level football club, won a Premier League, been in a Champions League finals and all that. You think, okay, who's their striker? And you look at sort of Benzema at Real Madrid. You look at Lewandowski who's at Bayern. You look around the leagues and you go, yeah, big strikers. And you look at Firmino and you just go, I just don't think he's on that level. Now, some would say, well, yeah, but they had Mane and Salah, so they didn't really need it. And that's a fair point. But now you don't have Mane. I know Diaz is good, but I still think Mane was a better player for me. And I just think, is the time to replace him? Now, you've obviously gone big bucks, spent a lot of cash on Darwin Núñez. He's going to come in. I do like Darwin Núñez. I think it was a lot of money to pay, but you got to pay what you got to pay to get these players in. I just don't know about Darwin Núñez, man. In this game, this is a huge game for Darwin Núñez. If he comes in and leads the line, bro, and he doesn't have a good game, I think that's not going to be good for him. So if it was me, if I was Klopp, yeah, I'd start Firmino. I would start Firmino over Darwin Núñez. Or you could start them both and just full send it because you need to win the game anyway.
Mm.
But I don't know, man. Like I like your front line. I like the players. I like the players that you have, man. But something I just don't think something's right in the Premier League this season with the players, and I don't know what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, the striker, when talking about Bobby Firmino, in 2017-18, he scored 27 goals in all comps. And that was in an era where you would still call him a fake 9, a false 9, whatever you wanted. He scored 10 Champions League goals and I think 17 in the league. And yeah, there's been a couple of years where maybe we've looked at Salah or Mane to supply the goals a bit more. But I'm really enjoying the fact that he's scoring goals again. And these are important goals. It's not like he's getting, on the score sheet when it's 6-0, 7-0. He scored, I'm pretty sure, 2 against Bournemouth. He scored an equaliser at Arsenal. He scored at home in the Champions League. And he's actually who we're looking at as Liverpool fans now, saying he's our goal scorer. But again, last night kind of tipped that on his head because now Darwin's got 2 in 2. That's no bad record. He's got 2 in 2, trying to make it 3 in 3. And I agree with you. If he does score at home, though, which he hasn't done yet, that's the one thing we're waiting for. If Núñez scores at home on Sunday, I think his confidence levels just go up another gear. And then we don't know what we could see.
I think that's fair. I just think it's a risk playing him because I think if he doesn't have a good game and he doesn't score, I think people on social, what guys who don't want social media like in it, it'll get cooked on social media. I think there'll be some maybe Liverpool fans thinking, oh, what's going on here? But with the position that you're in, bro, I don't really see what other choice you've got. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe you just full send them both. I don't know, man. And you know what? I keep on changing my mind because I don't really know. And maybe this is maybe Klopp's in this sort of situation as well. Do I start Firmino? Do I start Núñez? Do I start them both? Like, whereas in the last couple of years, it's pretty much been Mane, Firmino, Salah, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And you obviously brought Diaz in, and it changed it a little bit. Obviously, you brought Jota in, but let's be honest, it was always pretty much Firmino, Salah, and Mane. If them three were fit, they were the three. And he's got Jota now, he's got Diaz, he's got Firmino, Nunes. It's only Salah really that's guaranteed a spot in that front three. Maybe Diaz when he's fit, but I don't know, mate. It's a bit of a madness at Liverpool at the moment, seeing Liverpool in 10th position after
But as you know,
9 games.
That can click at any second and we get into gear. And again, late kickoff on Sunday, you can guarantee the atmosphere is going to be on point from both sets of fans. And it's easily the biggest game in English football, isn't it? Even right now still. And it has been for 5 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone tunes into this game around the world. And you know what's going to be interesting to see? El Clasico's on an hour earlier. For some stupid reason, these people have not got together and thought, put your game on, 90 minutes before our game. So we can, La Liga and Premier League will be clashing. The second half of the El Clasico and the first half of the City Liverpool game are going to clash. Joke. It is a joke. It'll be interesting to see the numbers. With Liverpool being 10th, I don't think it's going to have as big a pull as it usually does, but it's still going to have a major pull. And I still think that we've got the two best managers in the league. I'd still argue that Salah is top 4 or 5 players in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, two of the top 5 players in the Premier League. So you got the best managers, the two best teams, the best players, and you know what I like about the rivalry. Yeah, it's not some people don't like this, but I've actually got past this. Yeah, I actually like how on the pitch it's played in a good spirit. Usually, you know what I mean. Where it's like I get it back in the day, and I used to love that myself as well. United, Arsenal, and all that kind of stuff, and even at United, Liverpool, crunching each other and all that. It was great to see, but I actually just like seeing nice football. Do you know what I mean? And a good, intense game of football. And all right, you don't really get players squaring up to each other these days, and some fans miss that and that. But on the flip side, you're seeing a better quality of football. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's like a mutual respect between the two teams. There's a deep rivalry there, of course.
Obviously, listen, the rivalry's been so intense, man. And listen, I think the fans' rivalry has been more intense. We've seen certain things said and done between the two fan bases that probably both fan bases aren't happy with or proud of. And that's probably another video for another time. But that's definitely there. That's on fire, the fan rivalry. But on the pitch, a lot of these guys are teammates nationally. You've got a lot of Brazilians, a lot of Portuguese. So they want to see the best players playing. And this is the highest quality game, I think, in the Premier League still. Klopp and Pep, we're living in an era of Klopp and Pep, which head-to-head, there hasn't been, in my opinion, a level of this quality ever. And we can talk about the nostalgia, the crunching tackles, the fights in the tunnel, the pizzas. That's all great. And I can talk about that all day. I watch Premier League years all day. But if we're talking about a rivalry that's produced the most quality, unbelievable levels of points, players, it's undisputed, bro. And we can have a rivalry. But again, like you say, sometimes you got to sit back and go, do you know what? When are we ever going to see this again? Two teams like this playing with these players at the ages they're at, the occasions, the Champions League fights that we've had. It's unbelievable, bro. And we've actually got to be a bit grateful that you've pushed us and you should be thankful for us.
Well, I'm not going to say thankful, bro.
No, you should be. Pep's come out and said it.
Oh, yeah.
He's
right. He's right.
You wouldn't get to the levels that you've got to without us. Correct. And vice versa, bro.
Oh, yeah, correct. 100%. I agree with that. And other fans of other football clubs do not understand what we go through, because like, when you draw a game in the Premier League race, it's a loss. It's a loss. It's because it's such a bad result. Draws ain't good enough anymore, and I think that's why I made the point earlier that I think Liverpool need to get a midfielder who can score goals because you have to win games. You have to win games now. Draws are simply not acceptable. But in '99, in '99 when United won the league. They dropped points in 16 matches.
Yeah, that's mad, bro.
16 matches they dropped points. So, I mean, if you look at the era before Klopp and Pep, that was a standard thing. Bar maybe one or two seasons. The standard thing in the Premier League 15, 20 years ago was that you could drop points in 16 football matches out of 38 and still win the league.
Basically half, almost.
Yeah. If you know what I mean? If you put this Liverpool side in a Premier League race in like 98, 99,
mate,
98 or
piss take.
something. No one will give a fuck that you've dropped points in all these games. No one will care. Do you know what I mean? So the intensity, City and Liverpool, when they've been winning these leagues with 99, 98, 100 points, it's different gravy,
No one
mate.
gets
So
near to that, bro. I'm sorry, like no one will see that, in my opinion. Again, and I'm proud actually that it's my team that are involved in this race that just goes to the line every single time. Let's try and do a quick combined 11, and let's do our
yeah, one sec, bro. I'm just going to
team
change back to 1 second.
predictions. Yeah, do your thing. Change your battery. So we're going to do a quick. I'm going to do a Liverpool lineup prediction now whilst he's doing that. So in go Alisson, Gomez, Kanate, Van Dijk, and Robertson for me play. Real toss-up. Could be 50-50. Robertson and Tsimikas, I don't know, but I'm going to go with Robertson. Could be wrong. In the midfield, I go with Henderson and Thiago, and then I go with Jota, Salah, Firmino and Nunez up front. I think we full send it. We have to. We're in no position to not really be challenging. So for me, that's the team that we go with. What do you go with? And then we'll try and combine them and then give our score predictions. And then Lewis is going to get off and I'm going to talk about Rangers last night.
Yeah. So what you want from me now? You want my City's predicted 11, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So Edison in goal. It's going to be Cancelo right back with, I'm going to say Akanji and Diaz. With left back, probably Nathan Ake. Rodri in the middle with Bernardo and Kevin De Bruyne. I'm going to say Haaland up top, and I'm going to say Phil Foden on the right, Jack Grealish on the left.
Okay, interesting. Let's try and combine them. So in goal, listen, you're going to have to give me this one. Alisson will be in goal in the combined 11. Thank you very much. Just because he starts for Brazil and he saved us, bro. This
Do you know what it
season.
is, right? I'm just going to quickly admit, I'm just going to hold the L on this.
He's better.
I used to, well, he's better at certain things. He's definitely not better on the ball, 100%.
Close.
But he's close, but Edison's
Scored
the best in the world on the ball. But he's got the edge. He's defo got the edge on Edison in terms of just keeping the ball out of the net. And I just think that's probably where we've suffered ever so slightly in the Champions League, bro. I feel like that could hurt us. So yeah, you know what I mean. I'm happy to accept the L on that one and just say Alisson because of his actual goalkeeping abilities and keeping the ball out of the net. I'll
rate that. I mean, let's start left back. Who is your left back?
Cancelo, but you'll be playing right back this
Yeah,
week.
he'll be playing right back, so I'll save him for. Actually,
it'll be
let's do
Ake this
Cancelo
week.
left back then, because I'll give you that. He's been unbelievable since he's come. In the middle, are we going on form or just how it should be?
It's difficult, man, because if you're going to talk to me about form, I'm going to say Akanji, bro. Real.
If it's form, I'm going to say Kanate or Matip.
I think Matip, bro. I've said this before, mate. I think Matip's really gone up in my estimations, man. I think he's become a world-class defender.
He is.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't like throwing them words out.
No, I rate that, man. I rate that you've seen that. We were saying that for the last 2 years, and then everyone's clocked on now.
He's defo gone up a gear, though, isn't it? You might have been saying that for the last 2 years, but he's defo gone up a level, man. And I think Matip now. I think he's mega, and I think he's defo gone up a level, man.
I mean, there is an argument for Laporte and Stones, as well as Diaz, to be honest.
Stones is injured, and Laporte is world class.
Can I put Matip in then, if he's injured?
He's injured, isn't it? I don't know, man. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Do you know what? I'd actually say this is quite left field, but I go Kanate and Akanji. I think they would make a bad boy couple.
They would as well, because they're both Kanate's no slow guy, isn't it? He's got a bit of pace about him.
Rapid, bro.
Yeah. So that's a very strong. Very strong back line and fast.
And then right back, I mean, Walker or Trent.
I think you got to go Walker, man. You know what I mean? If you do, because Trent.
Let's know the comments right now.
Nah, on a real one. I like Trent, mate, but his inability to be able to defend right now is just a joke.
That's why on your preview I said it might be a blessing in disguise if Gomez plays for that reason. So go on, I'll give it. But Walker's injured though.
Yeah, Walker is injured. Yeah, we're doing
injured, so we'll have to give it to Gomez.
Nah, bro, we can't do that. I tell you what we'll do. We'll have to do this then. We'll have to put Cancelo right back and Robertson left back, bro.
Go on then, I'll give you that.
We'll have to do that because midfield. Rodri's the best centre defensive midfield player in the world, so he just gets in any single combined 11. That's just a fact, bro. I know you
This
love
season,
Fabinho. I'm not
Fabinho's
saying
been
this.
well off it, if I'm honest.
You what?
Fabinho has been well off it, Fabinho.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean,
so I'll give you, I mean,
Rodri's
it's
the best
silly, really,
season.
because
Let's be honest, the midfield is
might-
just all City, isn't it? It's just
I
all
think it
City.
is.
It's Rodri,
I
Bernardo,
think it is.
and Kevin De Bruyne.
I think it is.
It
But
is.
I'm taking Salah.
You can have Salah.
Obviously, you've got Haaland and
Foden in it.
yeah,
It is,
it's got to
bro.
be. That
It
is.
is.
Oh. So what's that? How many is that?
He's like, why do we
3,
do that,
5. That's about 7 players there. Jesus. There you go.
Yeah.
Combined 11. Score prediction. This is where it gets tasty now. This is what everyone's on the Kop TV right now. And if you are with us right now, before we get into the score predictions, remember, smash a like button. Go ahead and follow City Xtra as well. Go and watch my preview on there. They've been tagged in the title of the video. It literally can't be easier for you. So after this, just click their name that's highlighted and it'll take you straight to our preview. You go first as the away team. Bear in mind, obviously, 2 wins in 20 years.
Score prediction, yeah?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it does, mate. Not today. Not on Sunday. I think I'm going to go 3-1 City.
Oh, that's a massive, massive prediction. Marshall in the comments agrees. You guys sent in your score predictions ages ago, but get them in again. We've got 4-2 to City from Trudon, 3-1 City, another 3-1 City, 3-3, 4-2 Haaland hat-trick, Pac-Man 3-0, 3-1, sorry, 9-0. I mean, come on, guys. Let's not forget, this is Anfield. This is Liverpool Football Club. We've got some pride. We're not just going to roll over and lose 9-0. Have some respect for yourselves, Ramat. Yeah? Come on. I mean, even Marshall, the Liverpool fan, is saying we're losing this one, Alex. So I'm going to give you 2 answers for mine. There's obviously the realistic one and the hopeful one. The hopeful one is a 2-1 Liverpool win. The realistic one is a 2-2 draw. It's difficult. 9-9. I can't really see that one happening, if I'm honest there, Buffy. Leave it late as usual. Up the Reds, Alex. Welcome to the City fan. And 3-2 to us. Nunez 3, Haaland 2. Wow. What a game that would be. 3-2 Nunez, 89th minute. Pop World. Absolutely. We'll be getting in Pop World if we win that, bro. Trust me. 6-0 to City. City ain't winning at Anfield 2-2. Says Simpadicha. Interesting. These are all interesting ones. No one's right.
Yeah. You know what's going to be a really interesting game, man? Because if Liverpool turn up the way they've been playing recently in the Premier League and City do, then City could have a field day. But let's be honest. If that happens, if that happens, bro, then I'm 100% right that there is something not right in your dressing room. Because no matter how bad Liverpool have been in the Premier League this season, this is a huge game for them, and they need to be coming out and giving 100% and fighting for the shirt, fighting for the badge. So if they do come out, start slow, start sloppy, and we end up taking it to you, then I think you've got to accept that there is something is not right in that dressing room mentality wise. Sure.
No, listen, it's a good point, and I think this is why the game is so big. We have to come out the block and play well right from the whistle. There's none of this, ease into the game. You lot are going to try and kill us if you can. If you smell blood, you will kill us. So we've just got to keep it nice and compact, really, for the first 15, get the crowd up. I'm not too sure what happened to Lewis there. I'm sure he'll be back very shortly. But we need to get the crowd up. We need to make sure that that atmosphere is bouncing. If you are going to Anfield this Sunday, make sure that you bring everything you can with you to make as much noise as you can and support that team. We've got to be positive. We've got to believe. We've got to have hope. We're at home still. It's Liverpool. Right. Lewis, thank you. It's probably a sign anyway. We're trying to kick you off, as we will try and do on Sunday as well. But listen, bro, in all seriousness, thanks for coming on. Massively appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's been a pleasure, bro.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. GG's to everyone in the chat, man. I've seen some good conversations in respect to everyone. Enjoy the game on Sunday. It's a massive, massive game. We bigged it up. I do think what you're witnessing between these two sides is probably the highest quality football definitely the Premier League has ever seen, and it'll be up there with the sort of Messi versus Ronaldo or Classicos of years gone by. So yeah, man, everyone enjoyed the game. Let's see if City can finish Liverpool off. If City get the win, Liverpool's title hopes are 100% over. But you never know. Liverpool, Anfield is a difficult place to go, man. So yeah, enjoy the game, bro. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, bro.
Absolutely, G. Take care. All the best, man. All the best. Right, Lewis is gone. Massive shout out to him. If you want, go over our this stream and watch my review on there. Let's get into what was an incredible night last night of football. It really was. I mean, where do you start in terms of dishing out positives to players? You could start with Bobby, 8 goals in 12 games now. Unbelievable return from him. Not only did he get the equaliser, he got the goal that put us into the lead. 2 of the most important goals you can score in football. Buzzing that he is back where he belongs and scoring a lot of goals for Liverpool. Big up to Lewis, who just sees himself out there. Do you start with that? Do you start with the fact that Núñez gets another goal, 2 in 2 now? If you look at the 2 games and the 2 games in the Champions League against Rangers, where one he didn't score, but if you look at the last 2, he's pressed, he's stretched, he's finished well. So we have to hope that that carries on Sunday. And if he does get a goal against City on Sunday, trust me, that will lift the roof off. Everyone starts going Núñez crazy, Núñez mania. This is what we want to be hearing on the Kop on Sunday night. Núñez, we have to. And I do think he will score. City's defense can be got at. Let's not forget that they conceded in the first half to Newcastle a few weeks ago. They can be got at. And if we find those little gaps, trust me, we're going to score goals on Sunday. I do believe that they can be got at. We know more than anyone how to get at them, surely, with the players that we've got and the form that they're in after the Rangers game last night. So Núñez, buzzing with him that he scores. And then the Salah kind of party happens. I mean, the ball is actually in play, guys. This is unbelievable. Don't know if you're ready for this stat. 1, it's the quickest hat-trick in the Champions League of all time. 2, he's now become the player with the most Champions League goals for an English club. And 3, the ball was in play last night. Because let's not forget, he came on, scored a goal, then they made 3 subs. Now, the time it takes to make 3 subs, you're looking at around 30, 40 seconds. That's biting into that the kind of 6-minute period that we've seen him score a hat-trick in. So that's been into that. But then the ball was actually in play in those 6 minutes for 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Salah was averaging for 5 minutes or 6 minutes a goal every 1.5 minutes. No, sorry. Yeah, pretty much. Unbelievable. Unbelievable number that he's just accumulated out of nowhere. Who would have thought that happened last night? And then Harvey Elliott. Brilliant finish on his right foot. Went to a VAR. Jota should have scored it, to be honest, but went to VAR. And all of a sudden, you're looking at a bit of a tense moment where Salah's on his back, giving him that hug. But unbelievable. Where do you start? Unbelievable performance from Liverpool, especially in that second half last night. But the thing that I will point out is that we went behind in that game again. 11 games in the last 13, we've gone behind first in a game. That's why the first 15, 20 minutes on Sunday are so important. We have to basically shut up shop for the first 10, 15, grow into that game and really punish them. They're going to look to kill us, but why can't we kill them? We can still kill any teams at Anfield. We can. When that fan base and the crowd is whipping up the atmosphere and it's counter-attacking football, the pace on us still, the transitions, we can still kill teams. And City will be wary of that, just like Arsenal were. We know that they're in form, but at the same time, we can kill any moment. And we did twice on Sunday last week. Sorry. Big up to Sam, who says, I'm glad Núñez scored, but apart from the goal, he played like he had a steel toe cap boots on. His passing is awful. Gomez and Kanate will start. Definitely that will help. I agree with you. Big up to Terry MacDad. Don't forget, if you do want to have your comment read out for sure, don't forget to send in a super chat. And also on Sunday, we're going to be doing our FOCO fan cam of the week for the first time. So if you weren't aware so far and you missed the start of the show, we have a new sponsor, part of the family on the Kop TV, and it's FOCO. We're going to be giving out FOCO products to our fan cam of the week. Now, let us know in the comments who you think could win this week, the fan cam of the week. Will it be James, Ruby, Mario? Let us know. I won't be there myself. I'll be in London. But on the fan cam duty this Sunday, you've got James and Mario. They're going to smash it. Whatever happens, they're going to smash it. So I really can't wait for that. It's going to be a belter, the fan cam. So where do you start with last night? I'm going to go with Salah, the standout, because he got a hat-trick in that time. But for me, Bobby Firmino, the level of performances we're seeing, really, really flipping good. And I love that guy. 312 appearances he's had under Klopp, the most under any player. As I said, 8 goals in 10 Sorry, 12 appearances this season. The kid's on fire. So really looking forward to seeing him against City. And he likes a goal against City at Anfield. Champions League, Premier League, he scored a few against City at Anfield. So let's see if we can get there again. Tammy will win the FOCO fan cam of the week, says Ravi. Interesting. Tammy always does well. Dog update. He's not in this video, but if you actually want to see a bit of Gussan, make sure you go over to City Xtra and watch our preview on there. Gus did feature in that one fairly heavily as well. So if you want a dog update, he's fine, mate. He's doing well. He's a big lad now. Trust me. As you've seen from last night, the confidence has grown into Sunday, and we're massively excited about that. There's a big lift now all of a sudden after seeing us score 7 goals away from home in the Champions League, which is natural. Yes, it is Rangers, but it is what it is. Big up to Ant Dicko. Did you see that anti-Scouse banner? Their centre mid Lundstrom is one, exactly. The brains, or the lack of brains, I should say, in Rangers fans is very similar to Everton. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but both Protestant clubs, less said about that, the better. But massively excited and hopeful, really, that on Sunday we turn this season around. Let me know in the comments what you think is the feeling that you're going to feel on 90 minutes. For me, if we win, it's going to be absolute jubilation. And I don't think we're out the title race if we do win on Sunday. But if we lose, dejection. It's really this end or this end. It's the extremes of the feelings, really, what could well be on Sunday. But there you go. There's your roundup from last night. So proud of the boys. Unbelievable performance. And we've really got to see more of that, especially in the Champions League. The job isn't done fully. If we get a draw away in Amsterdam next week, we'll be buzzing. I will be at that game, so I can't wait to bring you that. So let's just give you a little bit of a roundup of what you can look forward to on the Kop TV. Tomorrow we're going to be back on at around 2, myself and James, just to really look at a couple more hot topics. It's not an official hot topics podcast, but we will be talking about a few bits and bobs that maybe we missed out in the podcast. So if you want us to, if you want to suggest anything from James and I to talk about in that stream tomorrow around 2, then send them in now. And we'll keep them in mind for tomorrow. And then on Sunday, of course, you've got fan cams from James and Mario. And then Tuesday next week, we have a big Hot Topics live, as usual, every Tuesday at 11:30. And of course, we will be previewing the West Ham game in that one as well, which is next Wednesday. Fan cams for that too. And then that weekend, it's Nottingham Forest. And I think we're going to do a Jurgen's vlog, like the olden days. If you're a Kop TV OG, I think we're going to do a Jurgen's vlog for next Saturday when we play away at Nottingham Forest, 12:30 kickoff. And then after that, we're pretty much going to... who have we got after that? We're going to Amsterdam after that. We've got Ajax, and then I think we've got Leeds at home when we come back from Amsterdam. So massively excited for what's to come this month on the Kop TV. As I mentioned at the start, FOCO is our new sponsor, and I'll play the ad before we leave. But guys, thank you for rocking with us. Go and watch, as I said, the City Xtra preview that I did as well. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow at 2, myself and James. But until then, just to warn you again of our new sponsor and our new partner on the channel, FOCO. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
Liverpool fans, listen up. This is something for you.
So, we are sponsored by FOCO, manufacturing much better toys than what Liverpool are performances at the moment. But as you can see, if you want to support your team in a very fun and glorious way by having these cool little ornaments and toys, or if you have a family member or friends who are Liverpool crazy, this is the perfect gift for them.
Water bottles, nodding heads, dogs. We've got it all.
Here again, lad, next to me bed.
Make sure to use the link in the description now. Head over to FOCO and use the Kop TV discount code to get 15% off. You can't go wrong. You need FOCO in your life.